Hey folks, this is Matt once again, coming at you with the last review for tonight, and the last review for the first Power 100 who sent me these. And probably my favorite of the bunch, The Blood of Heroes. Now, this is a film I had heard about from my friends Mike and Effrey, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it, but thanks to the first Power 100, I finally got to it. It's written and directed by David Peoples, which I thought sounded familiar, and then this film. One of the writers, David Peoples, came up with the story, and he's one of the people who did the screenplay with Jeb Stewart of this film here. One of my personal favorites. This is also a guy who helped work on Blade Runner. He wrote Unforgiven. He helped on 12 Monkeys. He wrote Soldier with Kurt Russell. He worked on Lady Hawk. And I thought he did a really good job directing this film. I just say I really enjoyed The Blood of Heroes. Now, pretty much it takes place, it's a post-apocalyptic movie. It stars Rutger Hauer and Joan Chen. Also has early stuff by Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio. It's a 1989 film. I think released by New Line Cinema. At least the one that I saw here was released by New Line Cinema. At least that's what it said on there. Pretty much, Rutger Hauer and he has this group of people. They play this game, which I can't believe this. They actually took the game in this movie and they made it into a real sport called Jugger. Basically, it's this game where you have two teams, and the deal is to get this dog head, or I should say skull, dog skull, from here to over there and put it in. And you have like two people who kind of go left and right, and they're the ones who grab the dog, the skull of the dog, and have to slam it in. Then you have two people who have chains that usually protect the person who has the dog skull, and the one with the chain of Rutger Hauer's crew. Like Rutger Hauer's the captain. Vincent D'Onofrio is actually the guy with the chains, and then they have a few other folks, like Delroy Lindo is another guy who's helping Rutger Hauer. And they pretty much, Rutger Hauer and his team go from town to town playing these games. And most of the film is about this sport, which I gotta look into how the hell this actually became a real game. Yeah, it was inspired by this movie, The Blood of Heroes, also known as The Salute of the Jugger and other places. It was originally done in two places, Germany and independently in the US. Soon Australia joined the Juggers. Sport gained popularity in Germany, especially with university and college teams, with its own league. There are teams in Australia, Ireland, England, Denmark, Spain, Costa Rica, and the Netherlands. A couple of variations of sport are played in the US. Some follow the international version, while others use a model that more closely resembles the game that's played in the movie. Wow, I did not know. People learn something new every day. And in this movie, it's a pretty bloody game. Uh, Basically, Rutger Hauer and his team go to this place. They play the game, but their guy who, I forget what the hell was the... I'm trying to remember what the hell was the term used. I forget what the hell the term is used, but it's the guy who goes in to grab the dog skull, and they sort of protect that person so they can get and put the dog skull in. But their man gets hurt really badly on their leg, and actually Joan Chen, she's on the other team to help really hurt the leg of this person. But Rutger Hauer and his team still wins, and Joan Chen and her team lose. But Joan Chen, she really wants to be part of this game. She wants to be in the league. The league is pretty much like, I guess you could say the NBA, NFL, you know, the big leagues of this game, the sport. And Joan Chen actually follows Rutger Hauer in them, and you know, they basically see that their guy is hurt, and their guy doesn't want any, he doesn't want any help of someone carrying him. He kind of knows he's done, playing that game. So they test Joan Chen out, and she ultimately joins up with them. And I was kind of surprised in a good way that most of the film, it went at a pretty fast pace, I must say. It went at a pretty good pace. It's under 90 minutes. It really went at a fast pace, and I thought the film was going to be one of these really into pontificating the ideals of mankind and where we're going in the future, or it was going to be more about, they're playing this game, but they're going to save the world, or they're going to save the country, or they're going to save this, and no, it's really just about the game, about how Joan Chen really wants to be part of the league, and Rutger Hauer's character was part of the league, but he's not there anymore because of a girl, as a lot of times it is. And but them going from one place to the other, playing these games, and Joan Chen getting better. There's a point where Rutger Hauer, they're playing the game, Rutger Hauer gets his eye fucked up, so his eye has to be sewn shut, and he has like a sort of bandana sort of across his eye. And ultimately, Joan Chen, keeps asking about the league, and Rutger Hauer, he now has the idea of, hey, let's all try out for the league. Let's give them a challenge and see if they'll accept. So they go over, and pretty much one release another, they get in this place where they go really, really, really deep down, and ultimately their challenge is accepted. And a little bit scared. It's kind of like an R-rated violent version of like, all those movies you see how, you have the team, and they're not sure, and they're playing the big guys, and are they going to win? Kind of like, Mighty Ducks or something. But a much more violent adult version of that. And when I say violent, I'm not talking about like heads getting cut off and killed. And kind of think about it, I don't think anyone gets killed in this movie. But this is more of like an actual sport, kind of like, like rollerball was a sport in that movie, although people got killed in that film. I'm trying to, it's kind of like, you see a movie, it's about, the NBA or the big basketball game or something. Here is just the big league game. And, they think they have no chance, but they actually do, and they kick some ass, and they win the day. What I enjoyed about the film, like I said, is a fast pace, but I liked the cast that they had. Rutger Hauer, I'm a big fan of Rutger Hauer. Love Split Second, The Hitcher, Blind Fury, Wanted Dead or Alive, of course, Blade Runner. But I really like the idea behind the game. I like the fact that you have a guy with chains that can whip someone in the face, and most of the people have like these masks, and sometimes it's kind of hard to tell them apart, but I kind of got the gist of it really quick. And you can really see that Joan Chen's character is getting better, and there's a point where she actually, I think, bit someone's ear off or something in order to get and win. I like the fact it was more about this game and them trying to, win these games. And you have a little bit of their interaction as well as at the end, really entertaining sport for film. Now, I'm not talking about real life, but for film, it's interesting sport. And Joan Chen and Rutger Hauer really get their moments. Like Rutger Hauer, like they play once and they get into a tie, but then they play again, they kick some ass, they win. It's pretty like yeah, Rutger Hauer gets his moment. The second time they play, beats the shit out of this guy. Joan Chen gets her moment, really proving her own. The one thing about the ending is that like Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio, you don't really see them get their moments. I know it says here that there's an alternate cut, because the version I have, I think First Part 100 got this off a cable, which is still very nice of them, because that way I was able to see the film. I don't know if this film got a DVD release. I guess overseas it did, I guess. Various distributors released the original cut on DVD in early 2001. Because, oh, okay, there was a US DVD. But there's about 10 minutes cut from the US version, which I think is this version, because it talks about how in the ending, in the American release, the credits roll shortly after it's done, and the credits roll, but the movie still keeps going. It's like people talking, but you hear no dialogue. But in the original cut, you actually heard what they were saying, and it was like all actual, what happened a little bit after that. And also the version I saw when it was dark, whether it be nighttime or in the end, it was a little bit too dark, so I couldn't tell what the hell was going on sometimes. I don't know if the actual DVD release fixes that. Like, the dark scenes, I can see better what's going on, so I don't know if the actual DVD releases fix that stuff, but I don't really say that's a problem with the movie. It's just the version that they had here, I'm guessing in the US. But I was talking about how that 10 minutes, I wonder if that had a little bit, we're building up a little bit of Vincent D'Onofrio and Delroy Lindo's characters, because you don't really know much about their characters. They don't really get much to do. I was kind of surprised Vincent D'Onofrio and Delroy Lindo did this kind of film, even back in '89, because I think this was around the time Vincent D'Onofrio did Full Metal Jacket or something like that. I don't know if it was before or after. I could be wrong on that, but because again, Vincent D'Onofrio doesn't really have much to do other than he's swinging those damn chains, and then even at the end, like Joan, Chen, and Rutger Hauer get their moments. But Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio, they kind of just, you see them in the background, you see, okay, here's Vincent, he's throwing his chains, all of a sudden him and the other guy kind of roughing around. Then when they tie, Vincent D'Onofrio's like, yeah, and I'm like, what did you do, dude? I don't even know what the hell you did. You didn't barely did anything. And then when you fight the second time, you didn't really do much. It was more focused on, like when they fight the second time, it's mainly focused on Rutger Hauer and Joan Chen. It's like, and then like this other guy who comes in and helps Rutger Hauer out, but who's part of their team, and because one of their people in the first time they fought at the end, she got hurt really badly, and so the other guy, who's mainly the guy who's carrying the stuff, kind of their guy who sews them up, he comes in, he traps a guy. But Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio, they really weren't given much actual moments. Like, if we try to see, okay, here's Delroy Lindo's character, he's kicking the shit out of this guy, and then Vincent D'Onofrio, he's using it, he's protecting Joan Chen a lot, and he's doing this. I think that would have helped the climax a little bit better. I don't know if that stuff was cut out or what, but it seems like Vincent D'Onofrio and Delroy Lindo didn't really do much. Just, they're kind of in the background. You guess they're holding their own. But I just, maybe it's because the stars are Rutger Hauer and Joan Chen, so they focus more mainly on them, and not what Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio are doing. But it's kind of weird, like, they're just sort of in the background. You don't really... that's just me. But other than that, I was really entertained. I was entertained. I liked its straightforwardness. That was just about the game and the league. It was kind of refreshing, because usually in this kind of film, it'd be much more... It'd be slowed down, but... And believe me, I like that. For instance, in the original Rollerball, they talk more than just about the game. But here, I like that it was pretty straightforward, pretty to the point. The action scenes were, the game sequences were well done, I thought. Rutger Hauer and Joan Chen, I thought, were good. It was nice to see Delroy Lindo and Vincent D'Onofrio, even in little supporting roles. I kind of like. It was kind of refreshing that it was so straight to the point with that. It went at a very fast pace, and this is a game that now is actually a real game called the Jugger. I wouldn't want to play it, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I was really surprised by it. It's kind of one of those films that's hard to review, because on one hand you just say there's not much to it, but in this instance, the stuff that was there I really enjoyed. I really liked the Blood of Heroes. Especially Rutger Hauer, I thought he was really great as the lead. He's always such a wonderful actor, very underrated actor. A lot of films he's done I feel is very underrated, like Split Second, Blind Fury, and Wanted Dead or Alive, among others. But The Blood of Heroes, I can say, is definitely another film of his that I did enjoy. So either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And if you can find The Blood of Heroes, maybe the version you'll see, the night scenes will be a little bit better. Mine was a little bit too dark. Couldn't see what was going on, including in the end fight. I could see enough, but either way, I want to thank the First Power 100 for sending me these movies. It was very kind of you. And now I got to see The Blood of Heroes, and definite thumbs up. So thank you, and take care.